Well, SAMWU is expected to march to the Premier's office and raise its grievances. The Municipal Workers Union says the current economic climate has unleashed harsh conditions on the working class, and they're calling for better pay for their members. eNCA's Heidi Giokos is following that story for us, joining us live to give us an update of that protest. We understand, Heidi, good morning once again, that some of the SAMWU members have actually arrived just outside the Premier's office, and at the heart of this memorandum, which they plan to hand over, is how the harsh reality of inflation and the cost of living is actually weighing down on municipal workers.
Yes, certainly. What we are going to show you at this moment is all the workers that have since gathered outside here at the Mary Fitzgerald Square, just opposite the Premier's office. They will be, of course, handing over a memorandum, but they will also be marching to the local offices, local government offices, so COPTA offices here in the city of Johannesburg. And as you rightfully mentioned, Dumelo, at the center of all of this is the austerity measures that have been put in place. For example, municipal workers, public workers have been indicating for some time that they have been subjected to below inflation wage increases. And they feel as though they should at least be getting above inflation, which is just over 7% wage increase. But if you look at what's currently happening in the economy, it's really difficult for government to find itself in a position to be able to meet this above inflation wage increase. It's obviously very challenging. We've heard the finance minister time and time again. We've even seen, as far as rating agencies, coming out and saying that government needs to urgently address its bloated public workforce, and that obviously goes hand in hand with the wages that you are seeing from the public sector. Workers, however, are resolute. I mean, you could just see the numbers that have come out here. Hundreds have come out here, municipal workers specifically from Gauteng province, really calling for the Premier to understand that these austerity measures are really making it difficult for them to basically survive. We've heard time and time again of workers saying they're near to losing their homes, they are unable to survive because of what they are earning. But it's going to be a very difficult and a tight situation that the Premier finds himself in terms of that budget, and if they are in a position to actually increase municipal wages. I think what's also important to highlight here at Dumelo is the fact that COSATU has also come out in support of this particular march by the Municipal Workers Union, which is a significant move given the fact that COSATU has time and time again called out government for its austerity measures, saying that the working class need to be looked after. But again, as I mentioned, you have a specific amount of money that's allocated to various departments and sectors, and the finance minister has made it very clear that it's going to be a difficult one to increase anything above inflation.
I mean, Heidi, we also understand that this is not the first time, at least, you know, even in the city of Johannesburg, they've been at growing pains with SAMWU to come to some sort of an agreement when it comes to, you know, wage increases and wage negotiations. We've seen numerous reports about how the city of Johannesburg has scrambled to resolve SAMWU's wages and wage pains last year in around November at some time. And I just wonder, could it have been a breakdown of communication that once again we're seeing SAMWU workers protesting, this time around not necessarily to the city of Johannesburg's offices, but to the Premier's office? Because surely there must have been communication between the union and the Premier's office before today. But this demonstration right here is an indication of frustrated workers who believe that this memorandum could possibly be their way of showing not only how serious they are, but to assist them with, of course, their unaffordable, you know, how cost of living is so high that they can't even afford basics right now. All right, eNCA's Heidi Giokos. I think right there our line has been cut short between us hearing each other, but definitely we could see the visuals, very telling quite a very, serious and intentional story of workers who need some answers, but a way forward in terms of how to survive with basic needs when it comes to the current cost of living. Heidi Giokos, our reporter, out for us, making sure that we get the very latest as that memorandum is expected to be handed over either to the Premier himself, or perhaps to a representative from the Premier's office. And as soon as those visuals are available for us, or at least we get word from the Premier's office as well as a SAMWU representative, we'll be sure to give you that update.